This is KCTV English News. I'm Nick Brontes. Officials say local tourism development projects and investment promotion zones have fallen short of expectations. The provincial government analyzed the results of 62 projects related to tourism development and investment promotion zones. Real investments in the developments amounted to 10.4 trillion won, only 53% of what had been planned. The projects led to the creation of 10,600 jobs, but that's just 29% of the target. Finally, the participation rate of local companies was only 42%. Provincial officials say most of the projects are still under construction, and that's why the figures are off by so much. They say they will keep an eye on the situation during the project periods to ensure that investments are made as planned. Jeju District Court has given one Indian national and two Sri Lankan nationals suspended prison sentences for faking asylum applications. Chief Judge Shin Jae-hwan sentenced the Indian man to 1 year in prison, suspended for 2 years, for helping the Sri Lankan defendants fake their applications for refugee status. The judge sentenced the Sri Lankans to 6 months in prison, suspended for 2 years, for their roles in the scheme. The court found them guilty of violating immigration law and undermining the fairness of the asylum process. KCTV Jeju has signed a business agreement with Samsung security service affiliate S1. The signing ceremony was Friday here at KCTV. Executive Director Kong Dae-in represented KCTV, and business team leader Lee Gyu-hae represented S1. The two companies agreed to utilize their unique strengths in collaboration on unmanned security, information security, and internet and broadcasting services. The two also pledged to cooperate in business activities by expanding the market for their services and attracting more customers. The Association of Asia-Pacific Airlines held its 62nd Assembly of Presidents Friday at the Jeju Kal Hotel. Korean Air ran the meeting, in which about 250 people from the air industry, including 15 airline presidents, took part. They discussed growth of the aviation industry and methods to improve systemic challenges. The 15 member airlines in the association take turns hosting the annual Assembly of Presidents. The meeting was last held in Jeju in 2003. Weekend flight tickets off the island are extremely scarce now that the autumn school trip season is underway. According to the aviation industry, as more tourists and students are traveling to Jeju, most airlines' island flights were completely booked October 19th. With over 90% of seats reserved over the weekend, there were 3 days of nearly sold-out flights. Nearly 26,000 people came to the island on school trips between October 1st and the 18th. That's 42% more than during the same period last year. This year's mandarin orange crop is of relatively high quality and it's selling for a good price, which would be great if farmers could find enough people to pick the fruit. Mike Laidman reports.
At this mandarin orchard in Ewolup, farmers are busy picking an early variety of orange. This year's crop looks to be of good quality, and its price has been set high, pleasing growers. However, they are having a hard time recruiting workers to pick the fruit. Today, their neighbors join in on the harvest, but what will happen tomorrow is uncertain. As these early mandarins turn from green to yellow, it becomes harder to find pickers. The biggest problem is that the fruit is ready to be picked all over the island at roughly the same time, and with 30,000 orchards, this can prove to be a nightmare. It's almost impossible to find enough experienced fruit pickers from just among one's neighbors for the whole of the picking season.
10월 한 달 내에 이거 썩고 막 부패가가 생기기 때문에 단기간에 따야 되잖아요. 그렇기 때문에 일손이 많이 부족하죠. 예, 저희들도 인력이 지금 따야 될 밭은 많고 따야 될 곳은 많고 사람 손은 없고 그러죠.
In addition, the minimum wage has risen since last year, meaning that growers have to pay about 10,000 won more over the course of a working day per picker. Even with the better prices they hope to earn this year, this is yet another hurdle to overcome. The National Agricultural Cooperative Federation has failed in its role to have enough hands ready for the early fall harvest. The Federation will now look nationwide for pickers to prepare for the start of the orchard-grown mandarin harvest season, which begins next month.
타 지역 육지부에 지금 농한기 들어가는 지역으로 해서 감귤 수확 인력을 모집하고 있습니다. 그리고 노지 감귤 수확철에는 아무 지장이 없도록 인력이 배치가 돼서
The mandarins this year might be sweet, plentiful, and going for a good price. But it doesn't help the farmers if all they do is sit on the trees, waiting to be picked. Mike Laidman, KCTV.
Visitors to Marado can enjoy some unique activities on the small island, like musical performances and special photo opportunities. Brighten up your nights at the Jeju Light Art Festa, which is running through October 24th. Soak in a multitude of various hued marigolds and enjoy a number of activities at Sanghyowan's Marigold Festival. We're looking at mostly overcast and cloudy skies Tuesday. For the details, here's your forecast. The morning low in Jeju City will be 16 and the afternoon high 20 degrees. It will be a little warmer in Seogwipo, getting up to 21. The low before lunch in Seongsan will be 14 and the high later on again, 21 degrees. Across the island in Gosan, temperatures will range from 16 to 20. And the morning low up on the mountain at Songpanak will be 10. The afternoon high 15 degrees. Out on the water, winds will be out of the northwest and north at 7 to 11 meters per second, and seas will be between 1/2 and 2.5 meters. And here's a look at the extended forecast. That brings us to the end of today's newscast. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll tune in next time. Until then, find us online at eng.kctvjeju.com. 시청자 여러분, 고맙습니다.